Welcome to a lunchtime edition of Move Beyond the Block. I am so extremely excited to have with me my girl, Monique Caradine-Kitchens, and she will be with us in just one moment. I wanted to share, though, before Monique and I got started, I wanted to share um, this poem. It's by Maya Angelou, who is one of my favorite, right? The poem is called "I Know Why the Caged Bird Sing." Everybody knows Maya Angelou for that poem, for that book, "I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings." Um, and everything that there's a stanza in this poem that actually talks about exactly what I am attempting to share with you all, the legacy that I am hoping that you are willing to build for yourself using digital platforms. And I think this just sets the tone for us. And then Monique is going to get into some juicy stuff that will help us really identify. We're blocked. A lot of times we can't see, those hiding spots, those spots that are in our blind spots. And Monique is going to help us identify some of those things and how we can actually get out and move forward. But I think Dr. Maya Angelou set the tone. She spoke this for us years ago, decades ago. Who knew a prophet that she was, that she would be speaking these words to us to help us elevate and to move beyond the blocks in our lives. So here's what Dr. Maya Angelou shared. Caged bird. A free bird leaps on the back of the wind and floats downstream to the current ends and dips his wings in the orange sun rays and dares to claim the sky. But a bird that stalks down his narrow cage can seldom see through his bars of rage. His wings are clipped and his feet are tied, so he opens his throat to sing. The cage bird sings with a fearful trill of things unknown but longed for still, and his tune is heard on the distant hill, for the caged bird sings of freedom. The free bird thinks of another breeze, and the trade winds soft through the sighing trees, and the fat worms waiting on a dawn bright lawn, and he names the sky his own. But a caged bird stands on the graves of dreams. His shadow shouts on a nightmare scream. His wings are clipped and his feet are tied, so he opens his throat to sing. The caged bird sings with a fearful trill of things unknown but longed for still, and his tune is heard on the distant hill, for the caged bird sings of freedom. The caged bird. Y'all, this is going to be, I have my fancy overlays and everything for you all, but we're going to have to do without it. Oh, gosh. Oh, well, this is the whole thing, Mo, right? Waiting for that perfection. It doesn't happen, so we gotta move with it.
Let's roll.
Uh,
Sis.
hey, let's see if I did this. I did not, so we're going to pull that right out. Okay. Hey,
Hey.
tell the people where you're coming from, Mo, where you talking, where you are.
I am coming to you live from the beautiful island of Puerto Rico. I'm about 45 miles south of the metro area of San Juan. And this has been my home for the past 7.5 years.
7.5 years. What would give you the audacity to believe that you can uproot your life and make a home in Puerto Rico?
Well, we decided to move beyond the block. We took an opportunity. My husband, he's half Puerto Rican, so he has family roots here. But we took an opportunity to step away from cold, crime, corruption. If I'm being real honest, can I be honest with you? We took an opportunity to step away from all the things. I love Chicago. I'm a Chicago girl to my heart, but we took an opportunity to step away just to see what it would be like. We dared ourselves. We said, let's give it a try for a year. We had a vacation home here, and we would come here, whenever my son was out of school. And one time we were on our way back to Chicago. It was like in the middle of January. And my husband he dreaded coming back to the cold weather. And he was like, you know what? We're going to have to make a move because I can't do the cold no more. And so in that moment, I resisted for a lot of reasons, right? Because I had a career in Chicago and everything. And it was really kind of beginning to take off. And he said, I can't do this anymore. I don't know what you gonna do, but I need to go someplace where it's warm all year round. I'm like, well, you're not gonna leave me here. So we gave ourselves 14 months. We wanted to allow our son to finish fourth grade. He was in fourth grade at that time.
Mm-hmm.
And after fourth grade, literally like a week after my son got out of school, we decided we made the move here. We already had a home, like I said, and we moved here permanently. And we said, let's at least just give it a try. And the rest is history. So that was 7.5 years ago, going on 8 years. And ironically, it's funny you asked me that because we're actually about to make our transition back to the States now that
Wow.
my son is now about to graduate from high school. So we'll be making the transition back to the States in the near future.
And that is a perfect announcement to share based off of what you're about to share, because that's not an easy decision to make. To make the first one in the first place, to move to Puerto Rico, but then to create this lifestyle and to get used to certain things, the weather, at least coming back into the States. Even Puerto Rico is a territory of the United States, but it has a little bit less of the strife, right? The political strife.
Right.
And so to get used to that lifestyle of ease and camaraderie and just happy feelings, to come back stateside is some of the things you're about to talk about, why you're able to make that move, right?
Yeah,
Those
definitely.
those four reasons. Mo, you have this mantra that you've been saying, I'm not playing with 2021, right? Um, and I don't know. I'm guessing, right? Just because I know you a little bit, I'm guessing that that's based off of the losses and the ways that we've often been stagnated because of our own movements, right? We've played small. We've decided that we won't make the choice to live fully in who we are. And so I want you to just share a little bit about what those ways are that people are playing,
Yeah.
not just with 2021, but just playing life, period, Mo.
Playing with
Get
life,
it.
period. And I'm real talk. I mean, after the year that all of us globally have been through, like 2020 was a trip. But I made the decision that I wasn't playing with 2021 because there was just a culmination of things that had unfolded in my life just over the past 5 or 6 years. And in all of those challenges and stuck points and valleys that we all go through in life in general had me not really progressing at the level that I really had desired to. So I made a decision that, look, if we are still standing after a year like 2020, on top of whatever else you may have gone through up until 2020, if you are still here with your life, if you are
Yes.
still here with all your faculties, if you are still here with presence of mind, right? You still standing, then that obviously means that there is a purpose for your life, that there is a calling on your life. So I simply made the decision, Lakeisha, and this resonated with so many people, that if I'm standing here with my life after everything leading up to 2020 and 2020, then
Hmm.
God must want me to do something out here in this world.
That's
And
right.
so whatever has stopped me up to this point, I'm pushing down barriers, I'm knocking down doors, I'm doing it afraid, right?
Hmm.
I'm one that, I'm an introvert, so I prefer being in the background, but I'm stepping out into the light, into my shine, right, in a bigger way. Because obviously, if I survived all this, there must be a reason. So there's a story inside of me that needs to be told. There's a message, there's a ministry, there's a song, there's a dream. And I just made the decision that I'm not playing with 2021. So I'm going for broke. And when I tell you this is only the second month of 2021, right?
Hmm.
The kinds of barriers that I've broken through just in these past 8 weeks, I have
Hmm.
blown my own mind. Real talk. I'm not trying to brag or nothing, but I have absolutely blown my own mind. And it's simply because of, me being willing to move past those things that stop us, especially
Hmm.
women, especially
Hmm.
other women of color. I've
Yes.
decided to move beyond those things that stop us from stepping into our shine. So that's
Yes,
what we do
blocking
about
your
that.
shine, and I love that you said that. And first of all, we didn't do a proper introduction. So Monique Caradine is the Overflow Coach. She is the author of How to Embrace Your Inner Millionaire. This book that is right here, full of nuggets. It's not very long, quick read, but full of juicy nuggets. She is also the producer, host of Sisternomics podcast that you can hear on all podcast platforms. And Monique has just moved people into financial freedom and helped them to move past their money blocks. So I needed to preface this to say that she is not one to play with. She is serious about her ministry and what she's set to do, and she's living it. So she's not one of those people who is telling you, how to do something that she's not done. So I needed to say that, Mo, just so people understand who we are. And I also needed to say that for you because you said I blew my own mind not to brag. So when you walk past a flower and you smell the fragrance and it's a beautiful flower, the flower does not say, "I'm sorry for smelling so
I'm
beautiful. I'm
sorry for
sorry
being
for
so
catching your
beautiful.
eye." That they don't say that. They like, yes, look at me, look what God created.
Listen.
So you blew your mind because God created greatness and goodness. So that's what we're gonna roll with. So Mo, my whole thing is move beyond the block. And right now we're trying to get women to step out of the shadow and into the shine, right? All the things they want. Shine can be whatever it is you desire. You desire a overflowing bank account, that's your shine. You desire to be on stages, that's your shine. You desire to have open a great bakery, restaurant, dance studio, whatever it is you desire. You desire just to have recognition. You desire to get funding, whatever that shine is. Well, people are playing games. They're playing small. And what are those ways that they are playing small?
Yeah, so we're playing small in a lot of ways. I mean, we were just talking a little bit before we started broadcasting live and just saying that there's so many dreams that are literally suffocating and being snuffed out under the weight of fear, self-judgment, toxic relationships, all kinds of things cause us to look at our dreams become the elephant in the room, right? They're sitting there waiting for us to deal with them, waiting for us to unpack them and make them reality. But they become the elephant in the room because of all of the things that stop us from stepping into our shine. So I believe that I got 3 or 4 things that I believe really stop us. And number one, Lakeisha, is one of the things that stops us is, and I've been guilty of this too, is sometimes we don't fully embrace our true value, what we bring into the world based on our lived experiences, first and foremost, that everything that we've been through is a part of our story and a part of what makes us who we are and a part of how we become who we were meant to be. Then we got certificates, degrees, training, expertise, genius, travel experiences, all of these things, right? But we don't really embrace the full value of that. I've been guilty of it. You know what I'm saying? And so when you don't really fully see yourself as an expert at what you do, and you've been working in HR for how many years? 25 years? You mean to tell me you don't see yourself as a child care expert and you've been in that field for 15 years? You've been in 5 years running your restaurant and you don't see yourself as having some expertise in that? So, ladies, what I'm telling you is that it is time for you to really begin to show yourself your own receipts. Write down the things that you have accomplished in this life and have done it while raising kids. Some of y'all single moms, some of you had to work 2, 3 jobs, and then the only time you had to study was in the middle of the night. You burned the midnight oil. You saved up for a year and a half so that you could go and travel to another country and all the things. I mean, come on now, like real talk. When the women that we're talking to right now, you got some receipts. They've been packed away in your someplace in the back of the drawer. So my
Mhm.
call to action for you on that first piece is to show yourself your own receipts.
Yes.
When you begin to list out all of the accomplishments that you have, big and small, if you want to put a label to it, you will begin to see just how amazing you are, and you will begin to see your self-worth. But I got to say this, because this is important, Lakeisha. One of the reasons that we don't embrace our self-worth is because instead of embracing our self-worth and saying, I'm amazing, I am the bomb.com, what do we do instead? We judge ourselves. Oh, I'm too fat, I'm too skinny, I'm too short, I'm too tall. Oh, I don't have enough degrees. Oh, I dropped out of high school. Or I this, I that. And where does self-judgment come from? Let's be honest. Where self-judgment comes from is the tendency that we have to compare ourselves to others. This is the social media culture that we live in, right? So
Yes.
we spend all this time scrolling through social media, and we're looking at this one and that one and the other, and she's doing this and she's showing off that and whatnot, and we haven't achieved that. Then it's like, dang. And at the end of the day, that is self-abuse. And so I'm inviting all of us.
Did you say self-abuse?
Is self-abuse.
Mm.
That's exactly what it is.
Mm.
And if we're honest with ourselves, I mean, we got to be willing to acknowledge it and say, yeah, I've abused myself at some point or another, but here I am today, willing to let that go. And instead of comparing myself, I'm about to show myself my own receipts. Take out a pen and paper and write until you can't write anymore, and show yourself what you're really working with, and begin to talk about that, share that. I'm about to start talking about the work that we have done in Africa. The fact that, my family and I have built a technology center in the middle of the bush in Kenya for children and members of the community to be able to have access to Wi-Fi and computers and the internet, which did not previously exist before the Kitchens family went and established this technology center, which is named in honor of my son. So we talk about legacy building. You talk about writing yourself your own receipt. Now, maybe, that's kind of a big lofty thing, but I can even go back to some of the smaller things. Whenever I have, in fact, this week, tomorrow, I'm going to be investing in some small businesses, just a small amount. But, so I'm just simply saying, we got to show ourselves some receipts. Because when you can show yourself the receipt, then you're like, well, dang, I need to this deserves to be, a spotlight needs to be put on this, right? So I invite everybody to list out your receipts, look at them, review them, and write down everything that you've done. And this year in 2021, I invite you to start talking about that and sharing the brilliance that is you in every possible way.
I'm muted.
Uh-oh.
But Clubhouse got it. But I was saying that I know we're not going to stay long, so I want to keep it tight. But I just want to also say that shame is so deep into that reason, right? That judgment is so full of shame.
Yes.
Shame that you don't have, whatever wrongs or failures you've had. There is no testimony without a test. There is no lesson that comes from just success. Some people fall into success and they can't tell you how they did it. But what they can tell you is what they learned from their failures that helped them to succeed. Exactly. People that say I succeeded and here's all the way. No, what they're telling you is how they up leveled and how they got over that first failure.
That's right.
That is what that's what happens. Success, people that just fall into success. I don't know too many of those people. I don't know them overnight successes. Like they have had years and decades before they got that shine, right? They had to continue to keep at it. So what's some other ways, Mo, once they get past that judgment and they understand and harness their self-worth and embrace their failures, embrace their full story, what is the other things that they can do or that are stopping them from stepping into their shine?
I think one of the other key things, Lakeisha, is fear. And fear shows up in so many different ways. Fear shows up as procrastination. Fear shows up as clutter. And people are afraid of so many things. They're afraid of other people judging them. They're afraid of, well, I don't know how to use the technology, so I'm afraid to use the technology. They're afraid of criticism. They're even afraid, Lakeisha, check this out. They're afraid of success.
Yes.
Like, what would actually happen if I
Mhm.
actually did step into my shine? And
Mm.
oh my goodness, the world did begin to acknowledge me, and people did begin to invest in me, and my business did begin to explode. Like, oh my god, like what would that out?
Mhm.
Like, we can't even wrap our brains around that.
Who would I have to leave behind?
Who that's
What would I have to leave behind?
You just stepped on my toes a little bit. A little bit. That was a big deal for me. Like, the disempowering belief that I had was that, oh my goodness, if I really explode out here, then that means I'm gonna have to leave this one behind. But do
Mhm.
you really, or do you shine so bright that they're inspired to do the same? They're inspired to step into their own shine, right?
Yes. Yes.
So all the nuances of fear show up, and it stops us. And I'm not asking anybody to become fearless, right?
No.
I'm not asking you to become fearless. I'm just asking you to just take a step.
Yeah. To be fearless is to be dead. We
Right.
just ask you to live, to feel it all, to embrace it all, to move past it, to
Out.
see the next thing, to see what is really out there for you.
Yes, yes.
Not
That's
just
it.
say, yeah,
That's it.
that's, and if people can't hear that, they got to hear it. They got to hear that. Okay. What's the next one?
So the next one is, and I got to say this, the one of the ways that you can stamp out fear is just through preparation, like being prepared, just saying, okay, I'm gonna take these 3 steps. That's preparation. And
Mhm.
you can do something afraid simply because you know what the next step is, and the next step after that, and the next step after that. So that's one way to combat fear. But the other thing that I think stops people is not really knowing where to start, right?
Mm.
That's a thing, because sometimes when we have a dream that feels big, a calling that may feel a little overwhelming and scary, and it feels a little bit too big for you, and it's like, oh my goodness, where do I start? I don't know where to start, so I'm gonna just not do nothing. I'm just gonna just be stuck or stagnant. And
Mhm.
again, I feel like in 2021 we cannot afford to be stuck, stagnant, or using the excuse that we don't know where to start, because there are many capable guides out here that will help us walk through the process and walk through the journey. So in 2021, there is no more, I don't know where to start. You cannot use that as an excuse, because there are plenty of people out here that will help you walk through the process and walk with you.
And people, I want people to know you don't need anybody. You don't need anybody or anything. You have everything that you need. You already have it.
Absolutely.
But that word Monique just used, a guide, of course you can find your way anywhere, right? If you keep walking and you walk, you lost somewhere, of course you keep walking, you're going to find it. But wouldn't it be better if a tour guide came along and said, this is where to go? Or somebody gave you a map and said, isn't that much more helpful? Because you're going to get there. I mean, you keep walking, you're going to get there. But I'd rather get there in 15 minutes than to take 2 hours walking all out of my way in circles trying to find something that somebody could have just given me to, right? So, yes to the guides. Yes to the guides.
And just a quick story on that. When we went on safari in Kenya a couple of years ago, we went on a walking safari, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Ooh,
we
yeah,
thought
it was
that
brave.
meant, right. We thought that meant one thing, but when we actually showed up, we found out that it meant something totally different. We were literally walking through the bush of the plains of Kenya with lions, rhinos, all kind of crazy wildlife, walking on foot. There ain't no truck, there's no nothing. And our guide, it was 2 guys. It was one that would lead us from the front and one that would lead us from the back. The one in the front had a shotgun. The one in the back was just the eyes and ears from the back. And our guide told us, he said, listen, we out here in the wild. There are wild animals out here. They do see us as prey. He said, but I'm going to tell you something. If you walk right directly behind me, and you go left when I say go left, and you go right when I say go right, and you be quiet when I say be quiet,
Mm.
and you just follow me,
Mm.
We'll get to where we need to go in one piece. All of us, we will survive this walking safari. And we literally did that. And we walked for 5 miles that day through all kind of terrain, up and down mountains. We saw lions, we saw rhinos. He said, follow me and I'll get you there. And that's what we did. So having a guide will shorten your learning curve. It'll get you to where you want to go, and you will get there through the fear. Because I was scared. I had my baby back there. But you'll get there in one piece. So definitely a guide is worth having and investing in. If you can, if you really are serious about getting to where you want to go.
Yeah. And they're the guide that's assigned for you, right? So it's many guides, right? You could have had any guide, but there's a guide specifically for you to get you where you want to go. Now, that guide couldn't have helped you with skydiving. He couldn't have walked you through that. He couldn't have walked you through, the other adventures that are there. His specialty was walking safaris, right?
Exactly. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's powerful.
That's a dope scenery. First of all, I want to go and walk through the.
That was one of the most memorable experiences of my life. It really was.
And we're gonna go back to how that even happened, Mo. Like your trajectory to getting to that point to be able to have a technology center built on another continent for an entire village and tribe of people. But we'll come back to that. So, what's the fourth thing that is also stopping people from getting that shine in life?
The fourth thing I think, and this is one of the most important things, Lakeisha, is that there are a lot of people out there who know that there's a big calling on their life. They got a big dream, a big message in their belly. But the fact that they don't have what I call a power posse or some type of inner circle or some type of accountability crew. If you got a big dream in you and you're surrounded by people that are okay with the status quo, that is the perfect way to kill your dream. That is the perfect way for you to put yourself in a position where you're going through life just like one of the living dead. You seen that show, The Living Dead? Like, I don't want to be that person that is just walking around in a daze,
Yes.
on mute, like
Resentful.
my voice is muffled because I haven't surrounded myself with anyone that is giving me the inspiration, the encouragement, the accountability to push me into my next level. Then you play that old saying that you're the sum total, or you're the average of the four people closest to you. So we need to be surrounding ourselves with people who are go-getters, people who are out here making things happen, people doing it afraid, people who are being willing to be bold and have the audacity to step out and do big things, even if it doesn't even have to be a big thing, but people who are willing to say, I don't know what the outcome is going to be, but I'm going to try it anyway.
That big thing is just a different thing. A different thing than what you have been doing, because what you have been doing has left you resentful, envious, it's left you feeling exhausted, it's left you feeling just dead inside. You're feeding it, you're trying to feed it when that thing is feeding, that thing would feed you and other people. But you have to numb it and feed it and do all these other different things because that feeling inside is so empty. You're trying to fill it up. But if you poured it out, you will feel all that shine, Mo.
Exactly. And I don't mean to interrupt you, but I'm on fire because this is such a big thing. Because like I said earlier, there's so many dreams that are dying under the weight of toxic relationships.
Yes.
Being around people who do not feed your dream. You got to feed your dream. Your feed is a living, breathing thing, believe it or not. Your dream is going to take up some of the oxygen in the room. And so you don't want the dream to be the elephant in the room that's you looking at out the corner of your eye, but you may be within this toxic relationship with a partner that's not supportive or doesn't encourage that. That's dying a slow death.
Yes.
That is, listen, I wish I could just take you and shake you. Do not let your dream die under the weight of relationships that don't support you being a dreamer. That is no way to live your life. You deserve to wake up every day and do something that you love, something that fuels your body, your spirit. You deserve to be excited about something. Nobody should just get up, go to a job that you don't even like, right? Who are you serving by getting up and doing something every day for 8, 9, 10 hours a day that you don't even enjoy? You survived 2020. You survived all the nonsense that was going on in your life before 2020. You deserve to wake up in the morning and do something that makes you, that makes your eyes light up, that makes your soul feel something. That's what I believe. And so you got to have people around you that are going to spark that flame inside of you, that are going to be like, here's your match. You know, how can I support you? I'm down. You're going to do such and such. I'm going to be right there with you. You're going to do a teleseminar. You're going to do a concert. You're going to do a pop-up shop. Whatever it is, let's roll. I'm with you. You got your crew. Let's go do it.
I love that accountability crew, and I'm so happy that you are a part of mine. You have been my coach, my friend, my big sister, my mentor for 10 years. 10 years for the coaching, and my big sister and mentor for 20 years. 2001, Monique.
Oh my God.
2001. And so that accountability crew is very important, and it goes back to something that you talked about before, like all those points before that accountability crew, that power posse, like that is so crucial to the first thing you talked about, not embracing your true value. Because when you got a power posse and you got a accountability crew, and I know this because this is what you and others do for me, they don't let you forget.
Oh man.
How valuable you are. They don't let you forget how dope you are. They keep reminding you, like, you're not celebrating that. That's huge. You're gonna downplay that, and then you have to look back, like, you're right. Like,
you need that.
You don't, right? And you also need that whole thing about not being ashamed, because your accountability crew and your power posse, they know who you are. They know your flaws. They know your shortcomings. They know everything. They know you, and they still want you to shine. They still know you deserve to shine. They will still knock blocks down for you. They'll be blocking for you, right? They gonna open that path for you. They gonna quarterback that thing for you, right?
That's a whole word.
Right. And then you don't have fear when you know somebody, when you know you surrounded. The fear, you got the fear, but it's lessened, right? It's lessened when you know somebody else is showing up right there with you. And so, Mo, I just thank you, because this thing that I'm trying to do with Shadow into Shine, this is so much bigger. You know, Beyonce made that song, It's Bigger. It's way bigger. It's bigger than you trying to get the bag. It is bigger than you trying to stay, compare yourself and get some Instagram shine and post up. This is so much bigger. This is big as in, do not leave this earth with your memory fading. And nobody being able to find you in 50 years. Your life will mean nothing, because what you contributed while you were here is gone like dust.
Oh.
It is ashes and dust. If we could not, in Black History Month, here we are. If we didn't have Dr. Maya Angelou's voice right now, where I can pull up her video and see her essence, not hear it from somebody else, not listen to it from somebody else, but actually see and hear her essence. Dr. King, the world will tell you who somebody else is. They'll have us thinking that Dr. King was this cowardly, submissive man, but we got his words. We can see him. We can see that fire, right? So all I'm saying is the digital tools that you have to give yourself that legacy, to pass that generational wealth on, that is something that your great-grandchildren can see and hear, right? Absolutely. And the Library of Congress, everything that's on the internet is stored in the Library of Congress. Ain't that something?
That's amazing.
Now, your book that you wrote, It's on somebody's shelf, but in 50 years from now, if you don't get it reprinted,
Right.
it ain't
Right.
there.
That's right.
Right. So use these digital tools. I'm so glad you spent the afternoon with me for lunch break. I'm gonna let you go because you've given so much of yourself, and I know you're an hour ahead of us, so you got a lot of sunshine. You 2 hours, right? So you got some sunshine to get to out there and enjoy. Just go put your feet in some water today, Mo. Go to the ocean. Do it for me. That's the
I will
kind
do
of
that in
shine
honor
I
of
want.
you.
So so go get that for me and enjoy your day. Tell Tony and TJ I said hello, send my love. And I'm just always so grateful to spend time with you and to um just have my iron sharpened by you and to not forget who I am. And I want everybody else to learn how to do this. Embrace your inner millionaire. Actually, if you're watching this right now, I bought this book when Monique first published it, and now I have another copy. And so I'm going to give somebody who really wants to embrace your inner millionaire. I'm going to gift this book to you because it's 8 simple steps, right?
Mm-hmm.
And what's in this book, the secret of this book is that what you believe is a millionaire is really, we have to change our idea about what a millionaire is. It's not about zeros, it's about something else. But once you do these 8 steps, you definitely can get to those zeros. But you
Yes.
got to change your whole idea around what this word means, right?
Yeah.
Where it really truly starts, the real wealth that you need to tap into.
That's
Monique
powerful.
Caradine, thank you so much. What's going on? Where can they get you? Sister Nomics, what else?
Yeah.
Where can they follow you?
So the
You got a
podcast.
cohort coming up.
Yes, we do. We do. We have a cohort coming up for the mastermind and Systenomics. You can listen to it wherever you get your podcast, Google Podcasts, Apple, wherever, Stitcher. And then they can find me on Instagram. But I really want them to show up to Shadow and to Shine because that's the thing. So shadowandtoshine.com.
I'm
And
trying
just
to
like
tell them.
you guided me. Like you talk about a digital legacy, you talk about finding your digital superpower and using these tools to really amplify our voices. This is my first time on Clubhouse. I've never been on Clubhouse.
We
But
still got to give you a welcome party. We still got to give you a welcome party. So we're
gotta
going
do
to say
a
hello
welcome
to
party.
Tiffany. Tiffany
Hey,
Smith is on Clubhouse with us. So we're going to say hi to her. And I found a way to see our comments, Mo. So let's say hello to some people before you leave.
okay.
Leslie Clay.
Hey, Les.
Yes. You know, she's back in Chicago now.
Yes, that's
Yeah. So
my girl.
Leslie says hello. She said, hey, Mo.
Oh,
And then you
Leslie,
got,
let me just say this about Leslie, please. May I please?
yes,
Leslie
please.
was with me at Momentum Media Group in
Yes, she
Chicago.
was.
This is when I really began to build and had team, and we were doing media and publicity and stuff. And Leslie was such a crucial part of that team and that growth. And we did some incredible fun things together. And I'm hoping that at some point, Leslie, we can reconnect since I'll be moving back to the States. So you never know what might happen. Got to
And
put it out in the atmosphere,
I'm hoping we could connect to Leslie because you have always been who I wanted on my team. Somebody like a Leslie. Like
She's
I
amazing.
was there to see what Leslie was doing. So thank you, Leslie. Leslie is the bomb.
Yeah.
My little cousin Lionel is watching. Hey Pooh. And Michelle. I never know I don't want to mess up her name, but Michelle Lanal, she is dope. This sister is urban planner specialist,
What up,
thrift. Oh,
Michelle?
she's amazing. So I want to make sure that she's in our circle. And yeah, I really was hoping I could see Michelle on Sunday because Michelle has such a powerful story and narrative that yeah. So Peggy Riggins is on here.
Of course,
And she said,
our big sister.
you already know Peggy is in the place to be. My sis, Doc Tiffany Michelle Bellamy, the doctor. She is in the room, and she just says she wants to embrace her inner millionaire.
Oh wow. Yeah.
Yes, that's
So
Tiffany.
so make sure she gets that book, and I'm willing to gift one to somebody too that's listening as well.
Well,
So
I'm definitely going to give it to Tiff because she said it. And if you want one, then speak up, and Mo might give you another one. And then Tiffany Tennille Jackson says she loves us both. We love you too, Tennille. Tennille with the Chicago Mom Squad, and now Tennille's also got a podcast. She's embracing her shine. She's got a whole, not just a podcast, she got a whole media center that she's partnered with her brother to do. So
Tennille is a straight up boss. So when I get back to the
grinder.
States, okay, I ain't mad at nothing. Tennille in a plan, and Tennille, let's make sure we try to connect. I'll be back in the States soon, so let's try to definitely do some partnerships. I would love to.
And then we got Deanna McSherman on with us on Clubhouse. Hey, Deanna. Deanna is she is the plug. She's known as the plug. That's Deanna Deals. Okay. The names that you hear coming up in entertainment, I'm talking iconic names you hear coming up in entertainment, Forbes level. She's behind the initial deals for some of those people who bring headlines, and those artists that break out of Chicago from the biggest to the local. She was the one orchestrating, and she does it so. She's such a stealth, quiet, like she's that silent. You don't even know what she's doing in the background. That's why we got to get her shining, because she
come on, girl.
You don't even know, girl. You don't even know who we got in Chicago. We not playing. Chicago's not playing. No matter where we go in this world, Mo, as you know, Kenya, we are the change makers. So I'm gonna let you go because I know you want to get out of here. But Mo, I want you to talk about that whole trajectory, like before any of this. Before any of the things you just talked about. Now you've had your own television show. You've been in magazines, national and international magazines. You have traveled. You're a humanitarian all over the world, Mo. Where did you start?
South side of Chicago, West Inglewood, 72nd Street, Lynn Bloom Technical High School. I'm just a girl from the South side of Chicago, and I realized that I had a voice when I did my first speech reluctantly in high school. Had the toughest teacher in school. Anybody went to Lynn Bloom back in the 80s, you know Miss Thompson and Dr. Sylvester. Hardest teachers. I had them both. They made me get to a podium. When I said, I'm too shy to talk, I don't want to say nothing, go to the podium. They helped me perfect my speaking game. And so it was at that point, Lakeisha, just in a quick nutshell, I decided that I was going to use my voice for the rest of my life. I'm an introvert. But I can't let being an introvert stop me. That's because I saw the power of using my voice and how I can inspire people, empower people, equip people, even entertain if I, have a little cocktail of sangria or two. But so it was then that I decided going to college, I was going to go into journalism. My whole family thought I was crazy. They're like, but you sit in the back of the room. You don't even say nothing. You quiet. You the quiet one. But I went there, began to blossom, had amazing mentors like Cheryl Burton, which y'all know from Chicago. Called her, found out she was a Lynn Bloom grad. I was like, let me holler at her. She was like, come on down. And she mentored me. Do you have a mentor? Are you willing to reach out?
And you did that for me. That's the exact same thing you did for me, Mo.
Really? I did.
Remember, I had you come and speak to the kids for career day while I was teaching, and after that, and you said, "Well, what you doing?" And I was like, "Well, I don't know. I got this degree in communications, and I really want to work in radio and television, but I got babies and this." And you was like, "You need to come down to the station," and I did. You did. And I was like, "Shoot, she don't even know she finna be my big sister," and you. Yes, you did, and we've been rocking. That was 20 years ago. Yes, ma'am.
And you've been stuck with me ever since.
You've been stuck with me because I don't know. You talking about leaving people behind? It won't be me. I'm gonna be in the back pocket. I'm gonna be somewhere, but you ain't leaving me. Look, I'm gonna step my shine all the way up because I ain't getting left behind.
I heard that.
Mo, thank you again. I just wanted people to know that, I think sometimes people need to know the blocks that we come from so that they can see themselves and know that, it's nothing that other people haven't had. You're not experiencing anything that other people have not had to overcome themselves. And you can't be afraid. The one thing about shadows is you can't allow your shadow You can't be afraid of your shadow, and you can't run from your own shadow. Embrace that thing and take it right with you into the light and watch
Mm,
it disappear.
mm.
So
Wow.
thank you, Monique Caradine. I will be
Pleasure.
in touch. Love you.
Love you so much.
All
Thank
right.
you so much. Take care.
No
Bye bye.
problem. Bye-bye. So yes, y'all, thank you again for joining us. I sent this email out earlier today to those of you who are in my email list. If you're not, then you should get onto it. Go to movebeyondtheblock.com and sign up for the email list. But beyond the email list, I'm just excited for this program on Sunday, this Move Beyond the Block, Shadow into Shine. You all, the people I know, if you're watching this and we are connected, I am connected to brilliant people. Regardless of how close we are, if we just connected through Facebook, I don't just let anybody, I don't accept friend requests from anybody, right? And I know that sounds a little whatever, but it's the truth. So if we're connected, then that means that I recognize something grand in you. I recognize that there is brilliance in you. And if you are not utilizing digital tools to highlight and showcase all of your brilliance, the world is not being served. You're doing a disservice to yourself and you're doing a disservice to the world. This is not about getting nobody's bag. This ain't bag talk. I don't do bag talk. That's not me. I do soul talk. I want you to be all right with your soul. I want you to be fulfilled. I want you to live a life of pure joy. I want you to live a life of impact. I want you to live a life of opportunity, right? And the bag, most times the bag's going to come with that, right? But that is not our mission. Our mission is to make a difference. Because let me tell you a secret about bags and these brands and all the stuff that people are talking about these days. I was a publicist and I was also in the rooms as a producer. And in that world, I was around celebrities and high profile people who had the bag. They had the celebrity and the fame. They had all of those things. But they were some of the most miserable people I have ever encountered in my life. And that is not an exaggeration. See, money and the bag don't buy you happiness. They don't fuel your soul. We talked about, I led this off with Maya Angelou's I Know What a Cage Bird Sing. Sometimes that bag is a cage. Sometimes that bag, because we at that job that's paying us six figures, right? Our salary. Or we're at that job that is paying our bills and we don't know if we don't go to that job where the next money is coming from. Sometimes that bag is the cage. And again, I'm also not telling anybody this ain't no entrepreneur quit your job talk either. That's not my thing. All I'm saying to you is that you should be outputting every brilliant thing inside of you should be expressed and should be manifested into the world so then you can manifest more greatness. See, when you pour it out, it's got to be refilled. But if it's just stuck there, my beautiful, wonderful, brilliant friend Alicia August Wright. She owns a Vince by August studio. And because of COVID, she had to transition it into, she just started doing plant therapy and flower therapy, right? Well, the other day we came into her shop. She had a huge sale for Valentine's Day. You know, everybody wants some flowers for Valentine's Day, right? And we came into her shop a few days after the sale, and she not me because my nose isn't sophisticated and I don't know nothing about flowers and plants. But she came in and her nose, she just frowning up. It smells in here. It smells dead in here. I'm like, girl, it don't smell like nothing. It's fine, right? And she's like, no, it is not good in here. And so she starts to then throw these old flowers away. I'm like, what are you doing? Don't throw the lilies away. They're so pretty. Don't throw. Like, I'm having a fit. Like, don't throw it away. And she's like, look at this. There's mold. Look in this bucket of water. This water has to be replaced. It has to be poured out. Now, when she poured that water out, she's going to pour some more in. She's going to salvage what could be salvaged, pour new fresh water in so new plants, new flowers can grow and get life. So that thing that God put in you, that idea he gave you in 1995, you need to pour it out, or 2005, or whenever it was, you've been sitting with it inside of you. It's dank. It's stank. It's old. It needs to be poured out into the universe so that you can then get more poured into you, so you can keep on giving that brilliance. Y'all don't want to hear me. Y'all don't want to hear me. But I'm telling you, this is my mission. And you're going to hear it. I'm going to give it to you almost. I'm as much as I wake up and think about it, I'm going to give it to you, because everybody, there's no, we go and we sit in these audiences at conferences, and which I love. Like I love conferences. I love speaking at conferences. I love attending. I love getting information. But let me tell you something that changed for me when I those things that Monique talked about, when I started to embrace my value, and I knew that I didn't just have to be sitting in the audience clapping for other people and supporting other people and feeling like I wasn't like I was just stuck. What happened for me was I got to understanding that I could still go and be in the audience. But guess where I am in the audience? I'm in my green room waiting for you to finish on stage, because I'm coming out on stage next. And I'm still clapping for you. But I'm about to get my clap too. I'm backstage watching you on the side of the stage as you do your thing, clapping for you, cheering you on. And I'm coming out next. Or you coming out after me. But I'm not just sitting in the audience paying my fee, paying my ticket, sitting there. How many damn conferences can we go to? Because the information, everybody from, if you want to talk Les Brown, oh God, I got so many that I listened to and over the years, they all at the end of the day are saying the same thing. You just need somebody to keep telling you the same thing 1,500 different ways before you see your own value. No, y'all. No, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. You've heard it enough. You know everything you need to know. If you need somebody to hold your hand, I'm holding your hand. I will walk you through all the steps to get you to your shine. But you can't just keep on giving away, buying tickets, listening, and taking notes, and buying the books, and all of that, and you're not implementing it for yourself. I'm not telling you don't buy the tickets. I'm not telling you don't buy the books. But I'm saying at some point, somebody need to be ordering your books and ordering your tickets. Somebody need to be putting you on a stage. Somebody need to be tuning in and subscribing to your content. That's all I'm going to say. There's still time to join me on Sunday, shadowintoshine.com. Go there now. It's going to be dope. We got seats. I don't even do that whole seats are filling up fast thing, because what I believe is that the people that are supposed to be in the room will be in the room. And if you believe that you're one of those people that deserve to shine, then go on over and come be with us on Saturday. I've already sent out to those attendees who have purchased their tickets and made their commitment to themselves. They got an email today to get their vibe together. They gave them a whole playlist, because we are coming to win on Sunday. We are coming. Listen, the shine will never be the same after Sunday. All right, y'all. Thank you for spending your afternoon with me. Making sure that I say hi to everybody. My little cousin, Nicole Reed. Yes. Hey, that's another one who moved and did her thing, got her shine. She moved in the middle of a pandemic. Do you understand me? In the middle of a pandemic with no family. She left us. She left all of us here and moved all the way across the country to Arizona. Now, that's what I'm talking about. Go get what you want. You can't be stagnated. My brother Q, I love you, bro. Thank you. The link is shadowintoshine.com. Shadowintoshine.com. Let me have this scroll across the stage. Thank you for asking. There it is. It's shadowintoshine.com. Go now. Share it with somebody that this resonated with you, but you also know a friend or a colleague that this will resonate with. Send it to them as well. Okay. I love you too, cousin, and I cannot wait to come and see you. Oh, y'all, this is just amazing. I just feel good vibes. If you know me, the sun being out for me, the sun being outside and shining will have me on 1,000. Like all I need is sunshine in my life. My husband will tell you I'm a very simple girl. Give me some sunshine and maybe some cake. Sunshine and cake, and I'm good. All right, y'all, for real, for real. Go to that link, shadowintoshine.com. Don't play games. Don't get scared of anything that you know is for you. If you know it's for you, a way will be made for you. Hear what I just said. If you know it's for you, a way will be made for you. Okay, y'all. I'll see y'all later. Enjoy your Friday. Peace.